Hey guys, Justin here. Today I will be reviewing the software RPG Maker MV, which is available for your PC, and also you can get this game from Steam. So what is RPG Maker? Well, if you have been living under a rock, I'll explain it. RPG Maker is a software that allows you to make and create your very own RPG games. Now, the great thing about this game is it's more easy interface, and the selling point is that you can do it without any type of coding or knowledge of coding. And I'm going to just show you a little bit of the basics and give you my thoughts on it. One thing that RPG Maker has definitely improved on compared to last year, it's its character generator. Here you're able to create your characters and detail them to a fair degree, to that way you can have various different likeness. You have face, front hair, rear hair, beard, your ears, your eyes, eyebrows, your nose, your mouth, facial marks. You got beast ears, you have your tail, wings, clothing, cloak, accessories 1 and 2, and glasses. So it gives you a nice fair range of detail. The only thing that's really kind of my gripe with the character generator is the limited use of colors that you can have. It would be nice to have an outlet where you can actually just create your own type of colors and go a little bit more detailed than compared to just selecting this area right here. But for the most part, you can have so much fun with it. You can choose from male to female and make it your own. So it's very much easier compared to previous entries where you really had to have some type of sprite knowledge or go online to find good looking sprites for your game. Now here you can actually make it more easier, and it's a very welcome addition. I spent hours just creating characters and making things just go the way I want it to go. And the game gives you so much control that you can make the game that you want. It's going to take time for you to actually make the game that you want, and you're also going to have to go through plugins. So what you do is that you save the game. You save each part. So your face animation, that's usually going to be used for your text. And you have your walking character, how does he walk and everything else. And then you have damage. When he's damaged, you choose and save each part, and it actually comes together. And I'm going to show you that in the settings very momentarily. It is a very great tool to use, and I really do enjoy it. I spent hours on this, and I'm actually making a game for this thing right now just to see how things go. Now, another big selling point about this game, which I'm going to show you, is down the line, you actually have to able to create this game and export it to your iTunes or Google Play, and you can set it for your tablet and your phones, which is the big, huge step in the right direction for anybody who's an indie gamer or an indie creator. Now, this great part here is called the character selection, and this is where you get to really create and store. I call this like the story section. This is where you really cast your characters. This is where you really cast your actors, your classes, your skills. This is the system. The system section is where you definitely make your mark in your game. This is where all your time, all your effort goes into this. You can have unlimited amounts of actors. Look, I just have 1,000. I can have 1,000 characters. That's crazy. I mean, I'm not going to do it, so let's just, for the sake of this review, let's put it to 1. Classes. You can make up any class that you want. They have right now hero class, mage, priest, warrior. So for the sake of this, let's type in otaku. Let's make the otaku class. And here you can go put the hit rates. You can enter what skills they're going to learn. Let me go back and enter what skills they're going to learn. Let's say he's going to learn level 2. He'll learn fire. He'll learn fire in level 2. Okay, and then we go to skills. And skills is when you set the skills and attacks that the characters are going to learn. So if you want him to have special attacks, or you want somebody to just be strictly magic, you can do that in this game. In this software. And whatever you can think of, you can create. It does have limitations, like the gameplay. You have 2 types of form of gameplay. You have the traditional turn-based style. It is turn-based, but you have the different ways of viewing it. You can have the Phantasy Star / Final Fantasy type of side view, or you can have like this first-person like dungeon crawler type of view where you just see the enemy and your attacks are landing on them. I personally like the Final Fantasy Phantasy Star type of view because it's more easy and it gives you a more old school feel and more in depth. And keep in mind, you can go online, you can find plugins, you can mold this game to the way you want it played. If you want to have a different type of gameplay plugins, more animation, more control, find the plugins that's online and you're able to do it. Right now, what I'm showing you guys is the enemy section where you're able to create your enemies, choose your enemies, and how you position your enemies. Let's just call him Creed because he looks like a guy from Assassin's Creed. So from there, you go to troops. And then you go to troops, you're able to select how many enemies do you want on screen. So let's change him to Creed, and we're just gonna have one guy. So we're gonna clear this out and just add one guy. And here's the great part about it: you can position him to where exactly you want to be. Position him there, and you can just hit apply, and then it's applied exactly where it's gonna be. And then from there, you go to states, and like what are you gonna be? Poison, animation. How does the hits look? Tile set, common events. This is when you're going to okay, what's the common event when you go into a town? Inns and rest areas. Here in the system area, side view battle, that's where you convert it to or switch it to like the Final Fantasy type of gameplay or type of view, I would say. Let's change the title screen and let's go to types. And types is like magic, armor, what armor types, physical, which goes with which. Everything is here. Max level of IP. You start at level 1. And it's so much freedom that you can do with this. Don't forget to put your XP. How much XP does each enemy give you every time you fight them? There is a lot of great things and so much control that the game offers you to do. And there's so much hours you can do. I will go deeper, but I'm not going to go deeper. I'll probably go deeper a little bit more. I just want to show you guys the basics of what you're able to do. Create your towns. Interact with characters. Make choices on things that you want to do. Now, this is just basic lineup of how your game starts. You have the option of importing already pre-made template maps, which I'm going to do right now. I'm going to delete this map here, and I'm going to open up a new map so you guys can just see how beautiful these maps really are. So let's go to my favorite, the floating temple. And it's just like you can create your own maps. They give you enough set pieces and tiles to make your own original game and to make it your really own. So look how beautiful that looks. The graphics look so much more beautiful. It's more crisp. It's much more easier. So right now, let's put our player where he needs to be. And now we're going to put an enemy here. That way you guys can actually see how the gameplay actually will implement everything I just did in this review, how it implements. It has great selection of music. You can import your own music. You can download music, and there's plenty of websites that offer free tracks. Just give them credit. There's a lot of things that give you free sprites. You have unlimited range to do what you want to do. Tweak things by adding things into your plugins. There are so many things you can do with this game, and I think out of all, this one is definitely the best one. And people want to know what's the big selling point. The big selling point is, especially if you're going to make a game using this and trying to make money off of this, you can now export it to your tablets, your phones. So that gives you a whole nother market. You have Google Play, you have iTunes, you have Amazons and everything else, and you can import that, and you even have Steam. So there's very much different ways for you to really make your game and get your game out there. So my recommendation to anybody is just give people a quick demo of it and then release it, and then get feedback from your demo, and then really improve on what you want to do. There's a lot of games on Steam that use the RPG Maker that you don't even know is RPG Maker because they do so much plugins, they customize so much. But RPG Maker gives you the basic coding, I should say, the basic elements that you need for your RPG game without having no coding and everything else. So it's a really good selling point. So I'm going to show you guys the game right now, and we're going to see what happened and everything I did, how everything just comes together for this game. And I definitely, let's wait till it loads. You have to forgive me, the computer is a little slow. This is a very old laptop I'm using, but I love the graphics. I love the character generator is really good. It has improved instead of me searching for sprites like I had to do with VX8s in the previous entries. This one gives you a little more freedom, more leeway. And keep in mind, you can always keep going back and doing things that you want to do. And of course, I typed everything all the way, so that's why the thing looks cut. So as you can see, it plays just like Final Fantasy, doesn't it? You attack. I forgot to give him his weapon and everything else because I, didn't equip it. But let's go to Spark, and he has his magic animation. Everything looks beautiful. Yeah, and just so, I didn't show you, but yes, you can change the background of the battles, set it to set pieces, import pictures, everything. You can have it the way you want it. All you need is just an idea, write things down, and you guys are absolutely going to totally love it. It costs $80, but the amount of freedom and customization and how much easier it definitely is $80 well spent, especially if you're taking your time to make a legitimate RPG game that you're planning to release on Google Play, Steam, and iTunes. And $80 is definitely worth it. So I definitely recommend RPG Maker MV. This is Justin from the Tacos and Geeks. This is getting an A-, 9.0 for those who like numbers. This is Justin from MacOSX.com, and this is where you get to import to your Android. So later days, I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.